Hi there, Malcolm here with my 87th Booktube video. Today I'll be bringing you February's TBR. So I've got a nice pile of books to wave at you in the vain hope that I might read them. Let's get cracking. Kicking off with my book of the month, Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds. I've read a few Alistair Reynolds before now and I've really enjoyed them, including the two Prefect Dreyfus emergency books, which are set in this universe as a sort of spin-off. Really enjoyed them. So this is the book that kicks off the whole Revelation Space series. Revelation Space. There's a scientist who is doing an excavation on a planet that the humans have colonised or are colonising, and he's finding out what happened to the species who used to live on the planet. And apparently what he finds out means that the human race may be in danger. Big unknown galactic threat, space, and epic ideas. Love it already. And on the 2nd of the month, I've made it all the way to page 12, so I'm doing well. That was sarcasm, by the way. And when I finish that, I will then move on to Colony by Rob Grant. It'll be the third time I've waved this at the camera. A bit like Red Dwarf, but it's not Red Dwarf. What more can I say? Funny, satirical. It's a reread, but one I'm looking forward to. And after that, I'll then read Monster by Frank Peretti. There's a camping trip, there's a monster, good versus evil. Sounds fun. And after that, I'll have a crack at the Science Fiction Hall of Fame, Volume 1, 1929 to 1964. Bunch of short stories featuring lots of the grandfathers of science fiction. So lots of good stuff in here, I hope. And if I do get through this bad boy, I'll then move on to Star Wars The Clone Wars No Prisoners by Karen Travis. Previously I read Wild Space, which I wasn't expecting much out of, but was one of my favourite books of the year. And also had absolutely nothing to do with the front cover. So I'll reserve judgment again and see what this will bring. So that's my main reading pile, onto graphic novels. For the past few months I kept mentioning about reading the X-Wing Rogue Squadron series from the Star Wars universe, and came to a slight pause in that I'd finished all the physical copies I had and had to read some more online. Unfortunately, I suck at reading things online. It's never the same as holding the physical copy, and so I caved in and bought the missing books. So I can now plough on with the last 4 in the series, hopefully without any problems. So I have In the Empire's Service, Blood and Honour, Masquerade, and Mandatory Retirement. So I shall plough through these quite happily. When I'm boiling the kettle, it's The Walking Dead, The Road to Woodbury by Robert Kirkman and Jay Bonanzinga. Taking an age to get through because the kettle doesn't take that long to boil. But lots of zombies and zombie survival, so great stuff. Those are the books I'm reading to myself. I do read to other people in the house, and so. To my youngest, we've just got over halfway on Midnight Over Santrafax by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddle. This is book 3 of the Twig sequence from the Edge Chronicles. Twig went out over the edge to find his father, learnt about the doom of Santrafax and has returned to warn everybody, but unfortunately him and the rest of his crew have all lost their memories and then got divided across the countryside. So while completely forgetting about the doom and gloom that's coming, Twig is spending his time trying to find his lost crewmates. Full of amazing creatures and characters, these are a lot of fun, but then also do get surprisingly dark as well. To my oldest, I'm reading Elephant Adventure by Willard Price. We're approaching the end of this now, where brothers Hal and Roger are in Africa trying to collect elephants for various zoos around the world, and not having an awful lot of luck, to be honest. It looks like they've stumbled across a bunch of slavers, and so currently they're on the rescue to try and save the chief's son and the elephants from a whole bunch of people they haven't even met yet. Written very much of an age, but a nice little window to the past. When there's not enough time to read to them individually, I read a book for them both at the same time, and so we're going through Discworld's Tiffany Aching series. This is I Shall Wear Midnight, where Tiffany has now become a full-blown witch and is doing her various duties. Unfortunately, an evil presence that awoke during the events of the previous book is seeking her out and is turning everyone against her. Fortunately, she has a whole bunch of pixies called the Nakmak Feegle to help her, once they stopped fighting each other first. Full of lots of Terry Pratchett's insightful criticisms of the human race and how people think and behave. This is both very funny and very moving, although admittedly in this one, not an awful lot of very much happens in it for a lot of it. I think finally the story is getting going and we're about halfway. It is a reread, but I don't really remember it that much. And to my wife, I'm reading Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. I think we're about a third of the way through this now. And this massive book tells the story of a sleepwalker who will not be woken up and is soon joined by other similarly afflicted sleepwalkers. Before long there's hundreds of them, and now the government is trying to decide what to do about them. So you've got a science fiction element of the sleepwalkers themselves, because there's more than just the sleepwalking, but also Chuck Wendig has scarily put down how the human race would react to such a thing, both politically, religiously, and individually. The attitudes of the people he portrays in this story are really interesting, and I would say horrifically accurate. Great stuff. So there we go, that's my planned reading for the month, but I really need to try and get through Revelation Space first. And with 2 days down and 12 pages in, I've really got to step it up a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that, if not tough. And do you have any series that you've read quite a lot of the books from, but not actually read the first book? So any comments, let me know in the comment section down below. But as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please do keep it to yourself. Thank you. And until next time, see you later. Hi there, Malcolm here with my 87th Booktube video. And today I'll be bringing you my February, I'll never say this bloody month. And today I'll be bringing you my February.
Yeah, you couldn't say it last year either. February.
February.
No, February.
February.
Don't pronounce the first R. It's February.
Well, spell February.
You don't pronounce
February.
it. February.
February.
Okay.
February. February. February.
Now you're doing Mr. Bean on purpose.
February.
No. February.
And today I'll be bringing.
Bringing, darling.
Today I'll be bringing. What the hell?
Come on, focus.
Speaking is easy. And today I'll be bring. And today I'll be bringing you February's.
Should we start again?
Febreze. That's the smelly thing, isn't it?
February's. Don't say the first R. It's silent.